Hello everybody, what's going on? Welcome to the Rambling update video. It has been a while since I've done one of these. I think the last update video I did was actually like a bit more scheduled or a bit more coordinated, you could say. It was a bit more scripted, I think, from what I recall. That might be false, actually. The point is, I usually like to do update videos with a bit more, like, with, you know, bullet points and an intention. I don't really have an intention for this one. I'm just kind of gonna ramble, so let's do it. Anyways, hello everybody, welcome to the update video. This one will be called Full Moon Full Update, because I have been playing Persona 3 Reload, and that song is a banger. It's called Full Moon Full Life. Feel free to look it up. It's a banger. Okay. So, what's up? It's been a while since I've just sat down and done an update video. I would guess maybe 6, 8, 10 months maybe since the last one. So, let's just kind of catch up, and I can kind of tell everyone what I've been up to and how I've been and what's coming up next. First things first, what's coming up next? I definitely want to get to Shadow's House Season 2 as soon as I can. Whoops, it's future editing Shad here. As you just heard, I mentioned that I wanted to record Shadow's House Season 2, but as you probably already know, I have already recorded Shadow's House Season 2, and it's actually uploaded right now. I put up the redirect at the same time I put this up, so actually, this update video is a little out of date. I recorded it about a month before I actually recorded Shadow's House. I was going to re-record the whole thing, but I was like, you know what? It's fine. I don't really need to. Just know it's a little out of date, but it still kind of gives you the general idea of what I'm aiming to do in the future. So thank you for understanding that this update video is going to be a little out of date. That's just how it is. Sorry about that. I'm going to drink some coffee now. Okay, bye. Shadow's House Season 2 as soon as I can. I have all the episodes prepared. I am prepared to watch them. I would like to watch a recap of Season 1 before I jump into Season 2. I'm not 100% sure if I will do that. I might just try jumping into Season 2 and seeing how I remember everything. But I also think I should probably watch at least some kind of a recap just to make sure I'm all set. But yes, that is the current plan, is to jump back into Shadow's House, wrap that up as quick as possible. It's only 12 episodes, shouldn't be too hard, knock on wood, but shouldn't be too bad, and we can do that, get that done. And I don't exactly know when the next, like, My Hero season comes out or anything like that. Obviously, there's no new Attack on Titan season, so poggies to that. I don't have to worry about that, but I know the next My Hero season is at some point in the future. Still not 100% sure, though. I would look it up, but I'm afraid to see spoilers, so I'm just not even gonna bother. But whenever I get done with Shadow's House, maybe it'll be out. I kind of doubt it, but maybe. And besides that, I'm actually not sure. I have a personal show I really want to watch. But I would also like to kind of gauge interest in some other things. I kind of want to check out SS Gridman as a show I was wanting to record a while ago and just haven't ever had the chance to. I watched, I think, one episode of that, and I was like, this looks like something I might like. I'm going to stop watching it now and just wait. So I might do that. I know some people have been talking about a show called Solo Leveling, and I watched, I think, the first 3 episodes of that, and I haven't got back to it. Actually, I watched the first 2. The first 2 episodes. Haven't gotten back to it. I'm kind of waiting for it to keep going. Generally not sure if it's a show I would enjoy watching, and usually if it's a show I'm not sure about, I don't really want to do a reaction to it. I don't really want to record it, usually. But, you know, if this show is absolutely bonkers good, maybe. Feel free to comment down below if you're like, yo, that show slaps, you gotta fucking record it, then I'll think about it. I generally do consider all suggestions, so feel free. Speaking of which, feel free to just comment down below if you have anything specific you want to see. I will consider it and put it up with all of the other stuff. I can't think of any shows coming out, like, right now that I should be recording. I've been watching Freerun on my own, and I think that's definitely my preferred way to watch that show, but that show has been really fucking good. Freerun's so fucking good. I've been watching the dub of it, by the way. Anyone who's watched me for a prolonged period of time would know that I'm pretty prolific on my love of dubs. Recently, I've been watching way more subs just because I feel like dubs are, like, on average, okay. So I would prefer to watch the original voice acting because that is more so the intended performances. And while the dub can be good, I tend to just rely on, okay, this is what the intended, like, emotion is meant to be here. This was looked at, approved, given the green light. This is what it's supposed to be. And the dub is usually a good approximation of that, but sometimes it's inconsistent. Some people's performances are stronger, weaker, whatever. And even when they are stronger, sometimes that kind of loses the point of the character's performance. For example, I have always watched the show Reincarnated as a Slime, which I don't know if I've ever actually mentioned, but I fucking love that show. But I've always watched that dubbed. And for season 2, I actually watched it subbed first and then dubbed. And, like, the world of difference from the sub and the dub is insane. Like, the dub I vastly prefer, but it is not the, like, authentic experience of the show, I don't think. It's just way more wacky and fun. And that's what I kind of want for a dub of that kind of show. Because it's like a fantasy, you know, isekai show. Generally, I'm not super into those. They don't really hold my attention that well. And that's how I feel about Slime. When I watched season 2 of it, I was kind of like, damn, this is kind of boring me. Like, I like these characters. I like this world, but I'm just kind of bored just listening to them talk about politics for 2 episodes straight. But then you get the dub in there, and I'm like, I'm in, baby. I'm in. Rimuru's saying something's lit. Like, I'm in. This is some stupid shit. I'm all over it. Rimuru's saying, like, holy guacamole, and I'm like, this is the greatest show of all time, baby. Let's go. So sometimes I like when a dub isn't true to the original and it's a bit more of its own take on things. Sometimes I like that. But as I said, in general, I prefer watching the sub just to get the safest experience possible. With that said, the Freerun dub is bananas good. I've listened to the sub and the dub both. Obviously, I didn't watch the entire show subbed. But I watched, like, the first 3 or so episodes subbed and dubbed back to back. Like, I was comparing line for line. Like, I was really trying to get a feel for how the performances were. And I gotta say, man, for me personally, the dub is, I don't want to say superior, but for me on a personal level, it's better. I just love the performance of every single character. It's so fucking good. But because it is a show where I watched it in that way, where I, like, kept pausing and playing the sub and the dub and the sub and the dub, and I watched it in an abnormal way, and because of that, like, that's something I couldn't do in a reaction. Like, if I recorded it, it just wouldn't work. I couldn't really do that. It would be a pain in the ass to edit, for sure. So I'm glad I didn't do that, as much as I love that show. Some shows just work better for me to watch on my own. Freerun is one of those shows. So that's definitely not something I plan on recording. I know there is a, what the fuck is that show called? Yuru Camp? I know Laid Back Camp, as the localization is, I think. But Yuru Camp, plan on watching that. Season 3 of that's coming out. Wasn't there a movie coming out? Did that movie ever come out? I actually don't know. but I plan on watching that on my own time. Generally, slower paced shows don't really work well with me when it comes to recording. I'm usually very what's the word? Boring, I feel, when I'm watching those shows, because I'm just like sitting there analyzing everything and trying to like mentally make sense of how the characters are acting and stuff, and usually those don't really work, especially a show like Yuru Camp that's so just kind of chill, and I don't really have a lot to say there. It's also mostly comedy, and I have learned that 9 times out of 10, me recording comedy does not go well at all, because it's all you get is me going like, oh, that was a good joke, and it doesn't really work. Sometimes it does. Konosuba is still a great example of that. Speaking of which, I gotta get back to Konosuba. I gotta watch the movie, and I think there's a season 3 coming out. I'm not too pressed about Konosuba though. Unless like I start getting like requests to finally watch the Konosuba movie, I'm not too pressed about it. I enjoyed Konosuba a lot, but I do feel like I've gotten my fill of it, and even though I'm sure I would enjoy the movie and season 3, I'm not too like desperate to get back to it, so that's on the docket for later. Hello everybody, Future Shad here yet again, here to actually kind of update you on the whole Konosuba situation. I have decided not to record Konosuba season 3, and the reason for this is because I actually went and I watched the Konosuba movie, and it was awesome. It was super fun. But I ended it with a feeling of, man, I really don't need to record this. I actually chose not to record it when I watched it, and I'm kind of glad I did, because I feel like if I'm going to record something with, you know, the super limited time I currently have to, I should probably do something that will make for a more entertaining reaction. And I feel like if you go back to my Konosuba stuff, you'd see that like I don't really have a ton to say about it. And as much as I enjoy it and think it's very fun, I would rather have something to say about a series. And, you know, every series I've done, I have varying degrees of like opinions and reactions to it. But even shows that I generally don't really like, for example, Madoka Magica, Flip Flappers, the final few episodes of Mob Psycho season 3, even if I don't enjoy something, I at least have something to say about it. I can at least give my own insight and opinion on it, even if it is very bad, even if like my opinion and insight sucks. And I feel like with Konosuba, I never really did that. All I could really say is, wow, that's funny, and that's about it. So I just feel like I don't really have a ton to give to the Konosuba series at this point. For Attack on Titan, you know, I could react to big, crazy action moments and be like, whoa, that's fun. To Code Geass and Death Note and all these things, I always had something to kind of give. But for Konosuba, I feel like I don't really have anything left. I'm glad I did the first 2 seasons. I'm glad I kind of got into the series through the means of recording. But I don't really think I have anything left to really say about it. I'm just kind of watching it for fun. And I don't think there's too much entertainment in that. I would do it if I just had like a ton of time to record, but given I only have so much time to, I would rather use that time on something more substantial. Once again, not saying Konosuba is bad by any means. I love it still, and I plan on watching season 3. But I'll probably do it on my own. Maybe in a future update video I'll bring it up and talk about it. But unless one of you watching feels very strongly and you're like, no, I loved your Konosuba stuff, don't not record it. Unless someone feels very strongly, I probably won't. So this is the retirement of the Konosuba reaction series at the moment. Still a great series, and I plan on watching it, but just think I have more interesting things to watch for a recording. Anyways, that's it. Let's get back to the update video. Thank you, bye. I do really want to get to Fate Stay Night at some point. It's been 10 minutes. Holy fuck, what a ramble, baby. We're rambling. I should call this full ramble, full update, because that's really what this is. Full update, full ramble. No, full ramble, full update. That's pretty good. Anyways, I really want to get to Fate Stay Night. I really want to. I don't plan on watching, like, every Fate series or anything. I don't plan on playing Fate Grand Order. I don't want to do anything like that. I just want to watch Fate Stay Night. Because it's a show that I think I won't like. Like, I am convinced I'm going to watch Fate Stay Night. I'm going to get to the ending, and I'm going to go, this show fucking sucks. Like, I don't know why. It's just the feeling I have, and I need to just get it out of my system. I need to know if I'm going to love it or not. Because I loved Fate Zero. I have that, I believe, on the channel as a Shad Direct or a Mass Direct, whatever the fuck I called it. I think it's a Mass Direct. I have that on the channel. Feel free to go back and fucking watch me watch Fate Zero. I love that show. Even though I think my commentary kind of sucked, but that's fine. I enjoyed that show a lot. But, like, I feel like everything I liked about that show is not in Fate Stay Night. Like, I liked the main character, because he was a cool guy, and he wore all black, and he was a badass, and he was super edgy. I liked Saber, because she wore a cool suit, and she was cool, and she rode a motorcycle. And I liked Berserker Man, because he was cool, and I was like, oh, it's just like Guts from Berserk. I liked the character that Johnny Young Bosch voiced, because he was voiced by Johnny Young Bosch, and because he was super creepy. And I feel like when I watch Fate Stay Night, it's going to be all the stuff I didn't really care for in Fate Zero, except done in a way that I don't like. So, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know. I'm very curious about that show. I really, really want to watch it. The next thing I record will most likely be Shadow's House, but after that, man, I don't know. I don't necessarily plan to watch Shadow's House like over the next 3 months or anything. Like, I don't plan on recording Shadow's House, then more Shadow's House, then more Shadow's House. I would like to stretch it out a little bit more. Like, do Shadow's House, then start something new, then do this, then do that. But, I'm not sure. It depends on if I decide what I want to record. I'm just not sure. I'm not certain. Fate Stay Night would be pretty cool to finally get around to it. I do like watching more modern shows, and Shadow's House and Fate Stay Night are not modern fucking shows, but like, I just want to get Fate Stay Night done. I just want to do it. It's been so long. I want to watch it. I know there's the Hunter x Hunter movie that I don't think I ever fucking watched. Holy fuck, Full Metal Alchemist, the Telostar, or whatever the fuck it's called. I forgot I have to watch that still. Fuck! Okay, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood movie might be what I watch next. I completely forgot about that. Holy shit. Ouran High School Host Club! Oh no! I completely forgot. It's okay. Anyways, with that said, that is my update on what's coming up next. As you can tell, it's a bit of a mess. As for any other updates I have, personal life has been very busy, as I'm sure you can tell by the fact that I upload once every, like, 3 years. Been very busy, especially the past 6 months specifically have just been, actually the past, like, 8 or 9 months have just been insanity. Just so much has been going on, and I only really record when I have time to myself to just kind of sit down and watch a bunch of shows. That's my preferred way of watching things and recording things. It's just to sit down for a period of time, spend 3 to 4 hours recording, and then bing, bang, boom, I'm done. Edit them all up, put them up. That's it. But recently, man, I just have not had an unbroken period of time to, like, record stuff. In fact, if you go to the previous, I don't know, 3 to 4 sessions I've uploaded, more than likely those were done over the course of multiple sessions. Like, I had to stop halfway through and then keep going a few days later. And I may have to start doing that more often, just because, like, my current schedule is just not feasible when it comes to recording the way I usually do. So I've been trying to figure that out, along with just general stuff. I've always been very slow, as anyone would know. I'm very slow with uploading and all that, which is fine. I do this as a fun hobby, and I'm okay with being slow. And I'm sure it sucks to have to just like wait for 8 months to get me to watch anything, but you know, I'm more so doing this just for the funsies, and if anyone wants to watch and enjoy it, then awesome. But I feel like this is something I do even if I didn't really like upload it. I would just like do this for documentation purposes, just to go back and go like, what did I think of this episode of Attack on Titan? I'm curious. Oh wait, I recorded it. I'll go check it out. I've just always enjoyed like speaking and like speaking out things as I'm watching like shows, and just like communicating my points. Sometimes I've tried doing that through like taking notes, but usually I just forget to take notes, so I enjoy doing this a lot. So even if it takes me forever, sorry about that. But I appreciate anyone who sits around and waits for the next content. I appreciate it very much. So thank you. But yeah, besides that, everything's been mostly pretty chill, and yeah, everything's okay. No one's dead, so that's a thumbs up. I'm not dead. No one in my immediate family is dead currently. Good job to me. And my cats are doing just fine. Thank you for asking. Besides that, I would like to quickly talk about Persona 3 Reload. For anyone who doesn't know, I fucking love Persona. I used to have a series called Let's Persona, where I just watched a bunch of Persona shit. I don't think that's on my channel currently. I think it's gone. It was on a previous channel, but I don't think it's been on this one. And that's mostly because it would be a pain in the ass to sort through all of my previous videos and try to find the ones that are specifically Persona themed. I have like started doing that, but it's just such a fucking bitch, because like sometimes I have ones that are like, I mention Persona in them, but it's not just about Persona, and I'm like, well, would that count as Let's Persona? I don't know. I did like a Let's Watch of Trinity Soul, which is like a weird Persona spin-off anime. I watched one episode of it, but I can't find it in any of my files, so I feel like I'm lying. Also, I did a Let's Watch of the Persona 5 anime a long time ago when it first aired, and I lost half of the episodes. I watched, I would say, I don't know, 12 to 15 episodes. I have them recorded, I'm pretty sure. And then I finished the show, and I was so disappointed with the rest of that show that I never edited the audio. I never put up the episodes. I never did anything. And they were on a computer that is now broken. So, like, that's just gone. And I don't care. I don't care, because it wasn't good content at all. I was just miserable. So that is lost to time, and that's okay, because it was fucking garbage. There's the Persona 3 movies, which I watched 2 of, but it's so weird to put that up now that I've, like, played the game, and I'm like, well, I never finished it, because I was waiting to beat the game. And I didn't really love the movies anyways, because I'm more of a dub guy, and they're subbed, and even though I like those movies, they just weren't quite for me. And now I've, like, played the game, so it would be weird to put it up with that context. I don't know, like, I should do that at some point, but I haven't yet. The point is, I love Persona. It's my favorite game franchise of all time, because I'm a fucking dork. And I've recently gone back and played Persona 3. I played the original Persona 3 Fest, to be specific, on the PS2, like the original. I played that for, I think, a combined 20 hours before Persona 3 Reload came out. I like, picked it up, I'd play a few hours here and there. That's about it. And I got to Fuka. I got to the character of Fuka. I met her, and I was like, wow, this voice acting is a strong choice. and I basically stopped playing, not because I was bored, but because I was like, I feel like I've experienced enough of the game to kind of get a feel for what it's like, so that when I play Reload, I can have like a good approximation of what the original game was like and what was added or changed. So when I got Persona 3 Reload, I was pleasantly surprised to see the quality of life improvements. There are some very, very minor nitpicks that I don't love, but for the most part, I think it is phenomenal. I considered it being my favorite Persona game. Forever and always, Persona 5 was my favorite, and then Persona 5 Royal came out, and I was like, that's my favorite, and then Persona 5 Strikers came out, and I was like, that's my second favorite over the original Persona 5. And obviously I love Persona 4. Never got around to Persona 4 Golden, but I don't feel like I'm missing too much on that. The Jester social link seems cool, but besides that, I'm fine. Marie's never interested me too much. But Persona 3, I always missed. And obviously Persona 1 and 2 are very different and much older games. I've tried to play Persona 1 and had a really tough time. Dropped it after, I think, like 2 hours, and I was just like, I can't fucking do it. I liked the story of it, but just couldn't get past the gameplay because I'm a fucking dork. I would like to play Persona 2 sometime, but once again, it would just be such a commitment to, like, getting past that hurdle of this is an old fucking game. But I think I could do it, and I would like to at some point. But even then, there's, like, so much grinding in that game, and I'm not even a big turn-based guy as is. So, I don't know, man. The point is, I finally played Persona 3 Reload. Not better than Persona 5 Royal for me personally. There are definitely, I think Persona 5's peaks, I think Persona 3's peaks are higher than Persona 5's, but I think its valleys are also lower than Persona 5's. I feel Persona 5 is like a consistent 8 to 9, whereas Persona 3 can range from a 6 to a 10. You know? I feel like that's a pretty good way to describe it. Like, it has higher highs, but lower lows. There are just some weird oddities in there that definitely feel like, well, at the time, this was the way it was, because, you know, what the fuck were you going to do on the PS2? Like, there's one specific part towards the end of the game, I won't spoil anything, but a character basically goes, you're being detained, pretty much. And it just fades to black, and the characters have been caught. And it's like, what the fuck? How the fuck do you skip over that? That's such a major step, and we just get nothing. Like, in a modern game, that would be a, like a scripted fight that you have to lose. But it's not. In this, it just fades to black, and it goes, I don't know, shut up. And it's like, I understand why that was there. Because on the PS2, I get that. Because, like, it would be very difficult to animate what was going to happen there. So I get it. But at the same time, what the fuck? Just what the fuck are you doing? And that's just a minor thing. But I feel the villains, while they were better explored in Reload, specifically the leader of the villain group, still just wasn't massively huge on them. They were cool, but feel like they needed a little bit more even in this game that already gave them a lot more. Can't imagine how nothing they must have been in the original Persona 3. But yeah, overall loved Persona 3. It is probably my number 2 Persona game. I really, really love Strikers, but I definitely think I'd put Persona 3 Reload over base Persona 5, I think. Just because it's the only Persona game to make me cry. I don't cry often to video games. I'll cry to, like, movies and anime on occasion. Not too often, but occasionally it just hits me in the right way and I go, ah, fuck. But Persona 3, man, I cried multiple times throughout that game. Like, I want to say 5 times. And then when those credits hit, dude, I was fucking, like, straight up sobbing. Like, I got teary-eyed a number of times. Like, maybe 3 to 4 times. I had tears welling up in my eyes, like, ready to spill, like, one time. And it, like, shook me to my core. I was like, damn, this is crazy good. And then when those credits hit, dude, I was sobbing. Like, I was doing the whole, like, I was a fucking mess, dude. It was rough. And it's crazy. It's crazy because, like, I know basically, I pretty much knew the entire plot of Persona 3 going into it. But it didn't matter. The way it was done and the way everything paid off in the end, it was just, and just the way they changed the presentation of the ending and how it was performed and just everything about it was so touching and powerful and just phenomenal. Just a phenomenal game. I think, as I said, Persona 3's highs are higher than any other Persona games, at least counting 3, 4, and 5. Sorry, Persona 1 and 2. Its highs are the highest, but its lows can be pretty fucking low. Although, then again, I don't know if its lows go as low as Persona 4 Teddy. I don't know. Sometimes that could be pretty awful. I haven't gone back to replay Persona 4 in a long time. Maybe I'd feel it differently. I know when I first played Persona 4, I didn't really mind Teddy. And then, like, every time I see Teddy after it, I'm like, this character sucks. I fucking can't stand this guy. Anyways, the point is, I really love Persona 3 Reload. I would definitely recommend it to anyone curious. I think it is easily worth playing. And I think it would be pretty damn cool if you went and you bought that game and you played it. There's even some DLC coming out for it, which is really cool. Crazy as fuck that I have to buy like a $40 DLC expansion pass when I bought the really expensive $200 version of the game, but I won't bitch because I'm just happy that it's getting more content, so whatever. The point is, overall, really enjoy Persona 3 Reload. We are approaching half an hour, so this video needs to fucking stop. Dude, what the fuck? I've been rambling for half an hour. Okay, thank you all for watching. I am so fucking tired. Yeah, thank you all for watching. I appreciate the patience as always. I hope you enjoyed the Jujutsu Kaisen series that I watched. That really came out of nowhere. I wasn't planning on recording that or anything, and then someone was just like, hey, you should watch Jujutsu Kaisen. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. And then that became my entire life for like 2 or 3 months or 4 months. But yes, hopefully everyone enjoyed it. I know I did. That was one of my favorite series I've ever recorded, so very fun. And thank you all for watching. I'll see you on the next episode of whatever comes next. Expect maybe Shadow's House, maybe Full Metal Alchemist movie if I forget. If I don't forget. But that's it. Thank you all for watching. I'm gonna go eat some Chipotle now, because I'm hungry, and shut up, it's a cheat day. I can eat Chipotle if I want. Fuck you. And goodbye. Thank you for watching. I love you so much, and I'm gonna go now, and I really want to replay Persona 3 Reload, but I'm gonna try not to. Okay, bye. Oh, also, Helldivers 2 is good. Okay, that's it. Bye. Also, buy Dragon's Dogma 2. Also, Baldur's Gate 3 is really good. I have so much I still want to talk about, but I don't have... Okay, bye.